we're going to talk a little bit about the structure of the dress. It's a little difficult to see there in that light, but pretty easy to see that.
Yeah, it's...
Okay, that's a lot due to A, your height, but B, more so you sitting behind a desk for most of your life so far. So we'd like to see that straighten out just a tad. And in other words, we're going to straighten your knees up just a little, we're going to get the chest out a little, we're not going to get your bum out so far outside your heels. So therefore, this will move around because your balance point is basically balls arches of your feet. So as you move this thing wielding around at speed here, you will end up moving your balance point to where it feels comfortable. So obviously an educated guess, but let's see what happens, huh? So you start to straighten up. Now your bum moves in.
Yeah.
This moves back because of it. Otherwise you will hit it out of the hosel and it'll end up over here somewhere. So the inside of the golf club essentially. But because this bum's moved in, this has moved up, and now the handle's quite high. I'd actually like to see the handle start that height to begin with and get your bum in there to begin with. That means we probably need to straighten these knees out just a little.
You move a bit closer to the ball?
Not so much. It just changes where it feels in your feet. Okay? And we're going to use your feet a hell of a lot more. Okay? Our little friend Newton, if you push into the ground, it's going to push equal and opposite amount back at you. Okay? So at this point in time, you're not using the ground as effectively as what we could. Now the easiest way to explain that is if I got you to sit on a swivel chair and you moved your arms around, your hips go the opposite way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So what we're doing is building a force against the ground and pushing against it to make sure that you're as grounded as you possibly can. Which therefore doesn't change your hub, it doesn't move your hub around, which then means you don't change the contact point with the ground, which then means you hit the centre of the golf club, and et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So get you in a decent posture, and we're going to use your feet a little bit better. From the left-hand screen, we'll see you move around a little bit. We've got a little dance move going on. So in other words, if I got you to stand on one leg and I gave you a bit of a shove, you'd lose your balance. Two legs, you don't lose your balance, and you create that force against the ground that we were just talking about. So this little dance move here has moved the hub. So what I mean by that is that axis and your belly button need to stay on top of each other. And we start playing Mr. Squiggle here a little bit. It moves around a little bit, up and back, and now we're trying to lift it up in the air and scoop it up in the air. And if you know anything about leverage, we've pretty much lost all our power. Okay? So in other words, we just use the ground. A lot more to do with your feet than anything else. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we'll get your posture sorted out and we'll get you pushing against the ground a little bit more effective, and that's all we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Okay?